beautiful YouTube. It is Emily. I hope you are having a wondrous holiday season. We've already had the turning of the solstice and the beginning of the new solar calendar year. If you celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a Merry Christmas. I know I did. And if you celebrate the Gregorian calendar New Year, then the New Year is coming. And if you are more in alignment with the lunar calendar year, we will be shedding that final scale on the year of the snake, and then we will be starting the year of the horse at the beginning of February. So I feel, as it is New Year's energy all around us, that we should do a little tarot vibe check for how the year is going to go. And because timelines are shifting so rapidly and there's so much inner ascension occurring and everything, I don't feel like we can accurately feel into the entire year. So I'm just going to do quarter one and quarter two for three different categories. Categories, I don't think that's the right word, but let's say archetypal energies that follow me here on this channel. I just felt right to go with like the same stone. So I chose the beautiful and wondrous lapis lazuli. And yeah, okay, so three different shapes. So the first one is this very beautiful pyramid energy. I've always really loved this stone. It just feels, I don't know, there's like a magia to it. So here is the pyramid energy. If this calls to you, you can go to your reading down below. I will timestamp everything so you can find it quickly. Okay, next, maybe this sphere energy, just like, you know, solid, full, perfect. Maybe this feels like the energy of your year. I'll timestamp down below. And then last but not least, the higher dimensional iteration of the horse, which is of course the unicorn. So perhaps this unicorn feels resonant. In that case, your reading will be down below. Okay, let's get going. What should we start with? Okay, we're starting with the unicorn. For all those who chose the unicorn, we will place the wondrous, magical, Christ-like energy of the unicorn. Okay, I'm gonna just do full 2026 vibe check using the Animal Oracle deck, and then we will look deeper into the first half of the year. So for the energy that finds me here, and for all those who chose the unicorn as their reading, what is the collective highest timeline optimal energy for this group, energy of 2026? Lizard spirit, dream the world into being. Dream the world into being. This is a very creator consciousness, energetic field of really probably stepping more into your visionary nature, your architectural design energy, your ability to, maybe this group is really talented at dream abilities. Maybe you're a strong astral projector, or you have really strong dream time experiences. I feel like this is a call for you to merge deeper the levels of your psyche. And of course, if we look at what psyche means, it's like the levels of the soul. and more profoundly find that resonance within all of your body, mind, emotions, etheric bodies, astral bodies, and of course your upper spiritual bodies. This is so good. So good, unicorns. Okay, so should we go month by month or should we just go quarter by quarter? I think for the sake of time, we'll just go quarter by quarter. So let's start with quarter one for unicorns this year, this Gregorian calendar year of 2026. What energies are going to be most prominent? Quarter one, you always get those spring eclipses. Could it be any better? Could it be any better? Ace of Cups. I feel that this is a omen of the year for like quarter one, heart chakra really opening and just feeling with the dove here. You'll see the dove. And also you have the Celtic cross, which is a much nicer cross in the energy of what is life. And of course the lily pads. This is the hand of God. Here you're being offered the Holy Grail. It's like the Holy Grail is like flowing and just like, like the energies of the divine touch you and move through you in this first quarter. Okay, any advice for how to best use the first quarter for the unicorns? For these unicorns. Oh my God, unicorns, wowzer, wow, wow, wow. So one thing about the Ace of Pentacles, and here you'll see the 5-pointed star, which is really a symbol, if you know about orbital geometries, you will recognize the Venusian energetics of the phi ratio, which is that perfect balance, and the like, my hand wants to do something weird, like the perfect energetic balance of all of the elementals, which brings forth the ultimate manifestation. Like, again, hand of God, just like delivering you like the perfect opportunity. Like, here you go, unicorns. What are you going to do with this? So I think the answer to the question is to be on your like most balanced fire, air, water, earth. And then of course, when you strike that perfect balance, that's when you really have the etheric energies coming from that hand. Magical hands, magical hands. Oh, interesting. Okay, one more for first quarter, one more. I'm hearing, it takes two, baby. Just takes two. Of course we know it takes two and the one in between. Woo! Okay, Queen of Wands. And this is this is an interesting card. This is the first one that popped. So this is an invitation to be like, was there a missed opportunity? Were you so focused on some other thing that you missed this? Did you miss this? This was presented. Did you miss it before? Don't miss it again is kind of the feeling I'm getting here. And of course, the Queen of Wands is the queen that is in full understanding of the spiritual element. And wands are always the fire, and fire is, in some traditions, the closest element to the divine. And so the Queen of Wands energy is like, this feels very much this is how it feels. I want to do this. The Queen of Wands, you know, she has like that beautiful kitty, Moo Kitty. I miss Moo Kitty. If you've been following me for a long time, I can now talk about Moo Kitty again. She passed away on April 3rd, 2025. Oh, I might cry if I talk. No, I'm going to do this. And it's been such a tender part of what 2025 was for me. But she had a long life. She was 15 years old, and she was such a companion for me for so many years. And while I miss having her physical presence in my life, I still feel her being my guardian and being my protector. And the Queen of Wands really does have that the blessings when you have primal animal attunement, and the ability. The Queen of Wands is all about like your sexual life force energy, that Kundalini fire energy, that primordial force energy, and being able to sit on your throne within that energy. You know, we have the lions here at the top. So if you study some of the, you know, Christed symbolism that is present, particularly throughout the south of France, you will see that the lion energy is quite different than the dove energy, or the unicorn energy, really, because the unicorn is kind of more this dove energy. And if I had a little dragon here, I'd put the dragon by the lion. But these symbolisms within the tradition of what it means to become fully initiated within your auric field or your light body, and to be able to harness this energy, is such a gift. It is a gift to get to experience this. It's you know, don't miss the gift being presented. If the Queen of Wands offers you a gift, don't be, you know, this is feeling a lot of stubbornness right now. Don't be stubborn. Receive the gift that you're being offered. If in quarter one, these two gifts are presented. Cool. Quarter one. Woo. All right, quarter two. Quarter two for the unicorns. I think we'll go back in, because you can pop again. You can pop again. Okay, quarter two. This will take you right up to that delicious harvest season in the fall, where you'll get rewards. But what is important about quarter two of this year for the unicorns? I like it. Whoa! Okay. The first one that popped was the King of Wands. So having just received the Queen of Wands is like step into your kingly paternal, the pattern, the paternal, the pata, the patriarchy that is not distorted, the, you know, Christed patriarchal energy. And the other two cards that joined you for quarter two were Justice and the Moon. So, you know, justice is an energy that you really want to see when you have all of your ducks in a row, so to speak. You don't want to meet justice when you're a mess, because justice, just like the High Priestess card here, there is what's behind the veil. And you know, here having the Moon energy, which is the subconscious mind, the unconscious mind, it's like we want the moon to be brought into the solar and lunar energy balance that is truly King of Wands, Queen of Wands, sort of synergistic energy, to be able to understand the fullness of ourselves before we meet the Justice card. So perhaps if you're in a legal battle or you have some type of other thing in your life, just be aware for quarter two that you may be coming up against some type of justice. And is there any advice for this justice or preparation to meet justice, divine justice, poetic justice? Okay. Whatever this symbolizes for you, okay, this like perfect offering, this, here you go. I'm giving you something very special. It is very balanced. It is very Venusian. It is very in accordance. Whatever this is for you, I feel like in quarter one, you don't want to miss this, okay? You don't want to be sitting at that tree so stubborn, focused on whatever, and miss what is actually being offered. You want to, I don't know if capitalize is the right word, but you want to plant your seed. You know, when you get that seed in the spring and it's springtime and it's planting season, and you want to plant that in fertile soil so that you will be able to receive the good side of this card rather than the harsher side come fall. Okay, unicorns. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, dream the world into being. Creative power. Okay, clearing the energy. Okay, now let's go with those who chose the sphere. If you chose the energy of the lapis lazuli sphere, let's go ahead and do your reading. So I explained this in the other group, but I will tell you because you are finding me here. I'm going to pull a overall animal oracle card energy just for the full 2026 for you. And then I will go ahead and we have to give the chance for the lizard to come out for you as well. So we'll put the lizard in there. And then we will do just a little brief, 2026, quarter one, quarter two, what should we be aware of, what's coming up, just feeling into that so you can have guidance. So now I'm going to feel the energy of those who chose the sphere, who follow me here. If you're not subscribed, but you're watching, go ahead and subscribe. This is how many flew out. I think that's too many for you, spheres. You beautiful spheres. Okay, here we go. Energy of the sphere. Those who chose the energy of the sphere, what is the highest timeline, highest guidance message for those for the energy of 2026? Taking its time, so lovely when she takes her time. Pig spirit, use your mind wisely. Use your mind wisely. So mind is, of course, element of air, spirit, logic, mastery of structure, order. Use your mind wisely. It's a good energy. It's a good energy for the year. Oh, these need to go back in. These were the unicorns cards. Okay. So the pig spirit is, obviously the pig is a very sacred animal, very intelligent. It can recognize itself in the mirror. It has a deep understanding of relational abilities, but it's so much more than that. It just is, when the hurricane blew through in the Carolinas, was it last year? I saw this video of a family that basically their house was in shambles and they had a pig, and the pig was running around the yard like gathering sticks and putting everything in a pile, and just like a very organized, helpful energy, which the mind used wisely is a tool. It's our greatest tool that we are given, so fortunate to have as human beings. And so, you know, it's also can be the biggest source of pain, delusion, just like complete being lost in fantasy. I mean, it can also be a terrible place. So thinking about the wisdom of that. Okay, now let's draw for quarter one. Quarter one for those who chose the lapis lazuli here. What is the wisdom here for the year? Quarter one. I'm gonna do 2 more cards. One more, or 2 more. Do, 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 do. Okay, so the death card feels like it did come when I first saw it, it was reversed, but I don't necessarily feel it as a reversal energy. And anyhow, death always is death and rebirth. So through the ending of something, right? We talked about how the lunar calendar, we're going through that final phase of shedding the last of the what needs to be let go of in order to receive something new. And these are so stunning when you see them together, because you really see the red-winged energy of balance here, seeing the alchemical nature of that perfect equilateral triangle, equal on all sides, and the balance of the waters of life. Of course, you can see here too the lilies and the sun that is also the crown. So this energy in combination with this energy for quarter one is it's like deep enduring friendship, like deep enduring friendship of, you know, I haven't met my life partner, so I don't know what that will be like to feel both that like deep enduring friendship of the temperance energy, but also mixed with the romantic erotic energy of the lovers. And this, the reason I say that is for this card for me, this card always reminds me of my sister and brother-in-law's relationship, mostly because every time I draw cards for them, temperance is always a really big energy that features in their relationship, which is such a beautiful relationship. It really is a good example of a very harmonious, good communication, friendship basis to what is required for all of the challenges that we face in life. So what I'm actually feeling for those who chose this group is to think about, you know, in ancient Greece, there's like the 7 types of love. I forget what they are, but there's like storge, which is what, familial love, I think. And then we have agape, or I've heard some people pronounce it agape. I think it's agape, which is this like very like temperance type of friendship love. And then of course you have erotic love. Being able to feel that full spectrum within yourself and to cultivate it correctly from like a foundational level up is what allows maybe perhaps use the mind here wisely when it comes to this. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. Is there any other advice for quarter one before we move on to quarter two? I just heard that tune. Do 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 do. What is it? I think it's called Sex is on Fire. Your sex is on fire. Offer. Knight of Cups. So perhaps this group, let's see the message that the Knight brings. What does the Knight bring in his cup? What does the Knight bring in his cup to? What is the Knight going to bring in the cup? What is the advice? What should the Knight bring in the cup? Consciousness, happiness, joy, life, renewal. This is an offering. Yeah, maybe you got to make a love offer. I mean, is it possible? You got to let something die. Quarter one. Okay, let that shed. And then like, it might be time for like, this feels like love of your life, like love of your life energy. You feel it? You see it? Okay. Yay. Yay. Okay. Now let us move into quarter two for those who chose the sphere. The Sun card is also like, you know, God, like God, source, creator. It's like, what is more beautiful than an offering that's like true consciousness, you know? It's like, that really is sex on fire. Okay. Okay, quarter two for those who drew the sphere. Queen of Wands. Two more cards for quarter two. King of Wands. We really have some friends today. There are some true counterparts popping out here. Sexy summer. It's gonna be one sexy summer for y'all. Chose this. Okay, and now the Knight of Pentacles. This is less of an offering of love and more of an offering of like something in the physical. What is the physical offer? What does the Knight of Pentacles bring? What is the Pentacle? Oh. What is the problem here? I'm seeking clarity about the problem. Okay. I've been a fool. I was a fool. Then I became the hermit. And now I'm lit with the energy of the star. And because I am the hermit, I feel this benevolent reciprocity of spiritual it's like doership and receivership at the same time. You know, when we get to this mastery of the wand energy, there is such knowing that like the real power is this power. It's God's power. When we align ourselves deeply with what is truly powerful and not an illusion of power, and there's so much distraction of like, this is what power is, this is what you need to do, this is what it looks like to be successful, this is what it looks like to be happy, this is what will make you happy, all the while God offers the true things of life that are, you know, Buddha sat under the tree, the Bodhi tree, and received the enlightenment from the tree, the mother earth, the tree. So yeah, and also, you know, just, okay, one more card for advice for this union, for this group. Advice for the group, this group about the union. What is one piece of advice for the union? I feel like it's going to be a really great summer if you use your mind wisely. Let what is on the inside be seen. Like let what is on the inner part, right? This is the cathedral, the stained glass windows, the light inside, God's love inside. It's about what's on the inside. That's the priority. The priority should be what is on the inside. Okay, because what is on the inside is Denise Levertov. She was kind of part of the Berkeley, San Francisco Renaissance poets. That was the only woman that they kind of like had as their friend that they allowed in their school of thought. Charles Olson, the poet, once wrote something that said, form is never more than an extension of content. And Denise Levertov rewrote Olson's statement to say, form is never more than a revelation of content. And it feels like there is a revelation that happens through the union of the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands about that which is within being part of what allows the magic, the majesty, the magia, the energetic becoming of what summer offers in Q2 for you. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your reading. Blue Sphere. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed your reading or you want others to find it. Leave a little comment, send to a friend. All things are so helpful and I appreciate. Okay, we are now moving on to those who chose the pyramid. Okay, pyramid energy for anyone who chose the pyramid. Let me shift into a different energy field. I'm noticing just off the bat for this particular group, I feel like a restriction in the throat that I didn't feel in either of the other groups. So I'll feel more into what that could be, but For those who chose the blue lapis lazuli pyramid, I'm going to be drawing you an overall vibe energy out of the Animal Oracle deck for the entire year of 2026, just like an overriding, I don't know if it's overriding, but like a wisdom, like a mantra to think about for the whole year in times of what should I do? Let this be the highest timeline for those who chose the lapis lazuli pyramid, a message that can be a guiding mantra for the year. Too many. It's too many. We have to keep going. But it's good. It's like when you're just like waiting and you just have such patience because you like know that maybe you need patience. Patience is a virtue. Perhaps you're building your relation to the virtues this year. Deep patience. Because this is, I mean, it's taken a minute. Things that take a long time, things that move slowly are always, I have found they are always worth the wait when you finally come into whatever the reward has been. So if you've been having to be patient for something or waiting a really long time for something or in the midst of earning the virtue of patience, remember that it comes with great reward. Okay, come on. This is kind of hysterical. Remember to laugh. Remember to keep a light heart. That always speeds things up. You got the skunk. Know your worth. Know your worth. Yeah, and know the worth of your voice, because it feels like to me, to this group, there's like a lot of things that need to be expressed, need to be said. Maybe, you know, there's nothing worse than when you haven't said something that you just really need to say. And perhaps in the saying of it, you can remind yourself of how worthy you are. Okay. All right, let's now go into the lapis lazuli pyramid group. Let us go into quarter one for you. What is needed? What is part of the energetics of your quarter one? Yeah, there's a lot of energy here that I feel wants to be purged. Okay, pyramid group. Give us the greatest wisdom for the greatest help. Let's guide, greatest guidance here. Quarter one for the pyramid group. I'm gonna do 2 more cards. Okay. Okay, death and the 3 of Swords and this page energy is like upside down page energy. So you're learning a lesson, right? And you're learning a lesson about the mind, about, you know, thoughts, thinking. Here we have the swords again, which is the mind and the heartache that comes when, it's interesting, the group before you received the year message of to use the mind wisely. But here, paired with the death, you're grieving. This is absolutely grief, okay? So maybe you're grieving an idea of yourself that you had, or maybe you're grieving a dream that you thought would happen but didn't, or maybe it's this is always looking back to the past. It's like maybe it's something in the past, like childhood, there's grief here. There's grief. And, the Lunar New Year doesn't start till February. So as the year of the snake, and the snake can be like a really death and rebirth type of energy. So let it fully go. Like, let it go, let it die, let it be reborn. I have compassion for anyone that's in this energy. I myself, on my own spiritual awakening, have had to let so many things die, be let go of, be surrendered, to deal with the heartbreak of long held things that I loved. And just, I know this feeling, like I can feel it. And I also feel like this just like deep restriction in the throat. So I really feel like you're being urged, this can often be, the page is a student energy. So maybe you need to, it doesn't matter, okay? Just write it, like write your story. It doesn't need to be turned into something. It might be, it could be really good. I just finished another manuscript, and this process of like fully finishing it really did offer me a healing by writing this particular manuscript that I just finished. And take the pressure off. Might just be for you, but do it anyway, because this needs to be felt, this needs to be healed, this needs to be reckoned with. Because until that happens, maybe you lost your worth. Maybe your worth is tied up in whatever that situation is. It can improve, it will improve. Okay, one more card for quarter one for this group. What would be of highest service? This is an offering of love. Again, it's a page energy. So maybe forgiveness? Like, do you need to say sorry? Do you need to give an offering? This is my Jedi training, like Jedi mind training. It feels like you need to still your mind and come more into what is true in the heart. So I would say, as the lunar calendar is coming to its close, just try to maybe do somatic exercises. I know in my own life, when I went through this time of really deep heartache and grief, that, and I don't know the extent to which this is, but having experienced like some pretty big trauma and having to deal with what trauma leaves behind, somatic exercises have been one of the key things to me being able to heal from my hard times. And yeah, I'm just getting like, maybe it's in the emotions that you need to start to turn to do the healing. Okay, quarter two. What is quarter two bringing to those who chose the pyramid? One more. So this is a feeling of, obviously, like, that sucks. abandoned, you know, captured, left for dead, but it's mental. The issue here is deeply mental. Okay, so we need to take care of our mental health. Okay? It's very normal to struggle with, this is good. This is good news. Okay? There is a breakthrough here. There is a breakthrough. Quarter 2 brings you this clarity, this gleaming clarity. It feels like there is a enlightenment process that happens, and I would suggest for anybody who's in this energy to go straight to God's source, creator of all life. Like, just go for the clarity of God, the clarity that cannot be confused, because what I'm feeling is that there is like a jumbled energy here in the mind, and it feels like it's impacting your self-worth, and you need to remember how worthy you are. So give us a little bit more about that 4 of Cups. Yeah. Okay, where are we focusing? Okay, we could focus over the spilled milk, the things that went wrong, the shit fuck stuff. Bleep, beep, 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 beep. We could focus on the things that we think we're missing or the things we didn't see. But really, there's this offering, and I feel like this is what's coming in for you. Divine clarity is in this cup. And you want to be able to feel divine clarity when it comes. So in order to get out of the mind, you've got to come back into the body. Maybe you need nervous system healing, okay? After a really tough period of grief, you have to heal the nervous system. So it's like, I feel that the deepest clarity will be with you. And is there anything else for this group that we could leave about what quarter 2 will bring? Popped, but went right back in. What is the final energy here that this group needs to be aware of for quarter 2? Ooh, soul contact. Okay, this is wondrous. So, you know, a new soul contract perhaps is what is being negotiated here. I actually wanted to say renegotiated. It's interesting because as somebody who's deeply clairsentient and empathic, it's pretty easy for me to always know when I have a deep spiritual connection and soul contract with someone. And there have been times in my life where I know that I have a soul contract or a soul mission with someone, and they just don't know it. They, like, for whatever reason, they can't perceive that spiritual information. And that can lead to a lot of grief. Like, it really can, when you know that your spirit is here to do some type of work with some person, but for whatever reason, that person is not choosing to step up. And that can feel like this, like, abandonment. It can feel like, you know, I'm thinking of like one of my girlfriends who, obviously the family you're born into is like a family that you have soul contracts with. But I'm thinking of my friend right now who's going through this understanding of like that her family is just not showing up. Like, they're just unable to do the amount of inner work that she's able to do. And so there can be renegotiations. There can be soul family that comes in. There can be these other opportunities that arrive that help you fulfill your God's work. Because like, when we're suffering and we're coming into the clarity of like those deepest things about our soul and why we're here, Okay, nobody's just here on earth randomly by accident. Like if you're here for a reason. And so hopefully by Q2, I feel like what you're gonna get is a really strong clarity about why you're here and what your purpose is. And that's going to even more help you end the grief that you're currently feeling. Okay, I hope that was amazing for you and helped. Much love to anybody who's in that energy right now. You can get through it. I know you can. And yeah. If you stayed all the way to the end and you enjoyed this, you can give this video a thumbs up, send it to someone, or leave a comment. All of these things would help me grow this channel and help these messages find the people they're meant for. So I hope you have a very good start to the Gregorian calendar new year. I hope your solar calendar is off to an incredible start, and yeah, much love ending that year of the snake and going into the year of the horse. I feel like there's going to be a lot of forward progress and momentum, and I'm really excited for the new year. So I will see you guys soon. Much love.